Hello Exiles, Redlord here, and today I've got a quick video for you to show you how to generate both frenzy charges and power charges with one click of Hand of Chayula. But first of all, I'll show you how it works in a map, so you can actually see it in action. Okay, so we're in a map. Just in case you're wondering, this is a tier 1 map. I'm just doing this for the showcase purposes, and as you can see now, boom, used Hand of Chayula, and I've got power and frenzy charges both at the same time. Boom, both at the same time. Now I've actually got 3 frenzy charges. And just in case you're wondering, some RNG is involved, boom, got it again. Easy as that. And why would you do that? You can use it for a plethora of different combinations. You can use it for example, the Tempest Fall or something, the monk skill that consumes power charges, and you can use it for the purpose of gaining bonuses from charge regulations, which quite powerful bonuses for just 30 spirit. 25% more critical hit chance, global, not just melee, not just attack, but more global critical crit chance, and more skill speed. Again, global. That means more cast speed, more attack speed. And if you manage to find a way how to generate endurance charges, you're also going to get more defenses per endurance charge, which means more evasion, more armor, maybe even more deflection and more energy shield. But yeah, as you can see, the charge generation, I'm gonna keep on mapping for a sec here, keep on killing monsters, and all you gotta do is basically every now and then press your Hand of Chayula and you're gonna be fine, and you're gonna be permanently sustaining charges while clearing and while boss fighting. So yeah, let's get into the how it actually works. So how the hell does it actually work? It's actually quite simple, and it's just a combination of support gems and a lineage support gem on a Hand of Chayula. Don't worry, this one's one chaos, no one wants it. And yeah, how does it work? So first of all, we need to start. Minimum, you need 3 links. That's just the minimum. But let's explain Hand of Chayula. Hand of Chayula, the damage portion, or like basically, yeah, the damage portion isn't important here. What's important here with Hand of Chayula is the line that says dash to an enemy, strike them, triggering socketed marks with increased effect and applying socketed curses with increased duration. And what's important here is the line that says triggering socketed marks. That means if you socket a mark into Hand of Chayula, once you hit with the Hand of Chayula, you're gonna automatically trigger socketed mark, which in our case for frenzy charge generation is Sniper's Mark, because read the line here, read the text here on the Sniper's Mark. Mark the target, the next critical hit the target receives consumes the mark to deal extra damage and grant you a frenzy charge. Again, for this version of the build I'm running right now, the extra damage isn't really important at all, but what's important is the line that says and grant you a frenzy charge. So these 2 gems together, baseline, give you your frenzy charge generation. All you need to do is just to have Hand of Chayula and Sniper's Marked socketed into the Hand of Chayula socket, but you also need to have some amount of crit chance to actually consume that mark, because that mark gets consumed by critically hitting, and once you consume it, you get that frenzy charge. Now we're gonna get to the link that would be the one that we would be using if we would have 4 sockets, as I have here. It's Charge Perfusion. This isn't mandatory, but it's just quality of life, because it grants you a 30% chance to grant an additional charge, which means once we get a frenzy charge from consuming Sniper's Mark, we get a 30% chance to have an additional one. And also Charge Infusion 2 gives you 15% chance to grant an additional random charge. So basically every time we get charge with our sniper's mark, we have a 15% chance to grant an additional random charge, which could be another frenzy charge, could be power charge, could be an endurance charge. So yeah, this is the fundamental like baseline how it works. But now we get to the more interesting stuff, and that's the combination of these two supports here. Culmination 2. Basically, the only important thing here, it's definitely not about the damage that it gives you, although on some skills this can give you really quite a lot of damage, because as far as I know, as from my experience, this stacks infinitely, but that's a talk for another time. But what this can do, or what this basically enables you, it enables supported skills to gain combo, and you gain combo for the supported skills by hitting with other melee attacks. And that means, as in my character here, that means hitting with Ice Strike or hitting with Shattering Palm, which both of these are strike skills, generates me combo for Hand of Chayula. And each combo gives me 3% more damage, but as I said, this isn't actually the important thing here. The important thing is gaining the ability to gain combo for Hand of Chayula. And why is that? It's because of this Ayla's Chimes lineage support here. And really the important thing here is the blue text, 10% chance to gain a power charge when expending combo with supported skill per combo expended. This chance can exceed 100%. That means for each combo we're spending with Hand of Chayula, we're getting 10% chance to gain a power charge. So yes, that means at 10 combo, which you're gonna generate insanely fast with this kind of attack speed, because each hit with other melee strike skill is one combo. So you're gonna generate it insanely fast, and each of that combo meets 10% chance to gain a power charge, which means at 10 combo, you get one guaranteed power charge. And the good thing is, you don't even have to hit with the Hand of Chayula. You can actually click anywhere on the screen, you don't even have to hit anything, and it's gonna give you the combo anyways, because you've consumed all the combo. And now, for the last line here, this chance can exceed 100%. That means then if you're at 30 combo, which would mean 30 successful strikes with other strike skills, you get, yes, you guessed it, 3 power charges, which is absolutely bonkers and great quality of life. And yeah, this is just how it works. You can this way generate charges for both like frenzy charges and power charges at the same time with one single click of a skill. And yeah, as a sixth link, you can also add a normal curse, for example, enfeeble or temporal chains, because marks and curses, if you didn't know, in PoE2 they're applied separately. Not like in PoE2, you would need additional, not like in PoE1, sorry, you would need additional curse. So in PoE2, you can just sock it in as a last link, for example, enfeeble, and make those enemies hit by Hand of Chayula take less, deal less damage. As a defensive player, especially good on a single target. So yeah, but these 4 support gems, minimum these 3 here, or this is technically not a support gem, but minimum these 3 gems together with Hand of Chayula enable you to generate charges, and this thing on top of it, Charge Infusion, makes it even better, even comfier. And again, as I said, you can reap all kinds of bonuses. For in my case, I am reaping the bonuses of charge regulation, which got heavily buffed this league. And yeah, I'm just 25% more crit and 15% more skill speed, which means more attack speed for all of my attacks. Yeah, I'll take it for 30 spirit any day. So yeah, and by the way, the charge perfusion, I am not sure if the chance to grant an additional charge and the 15% chance to grant a random charge, if it works with the charge gain of alias chimes. I'm not sure, but I suspect that it does in fact work with it. So what that means is that if you gain a power charges from this lineage support right here, you also have a chance to proc charge infusion to gain either additional charge, or you can gain additional random charge. So with this combination here, sometimes what you can even see is that you also have endurance charges thanks to this 15% chance, and that happens actually quite a lot. So I think that it might be working with both the Sniper's Mark and both the alias chimes. However, if I should say the only downside here about this is the cooldown, because Sniper's Mark has a 6 seconds cooldown, I think. Yeah, cooldown is 6 seconds. So you have to, when you press your Sniper's Mark, you curse something, or you apply the mark, then you have a 6 second cooldown on the Sniper's Mark, and if you would do Hand of Chayula before that 6 second, you wouldn't apply another Sniper's Mark. But that's not a big deal, and that's really maybe the main downside, because there really isn't any. I guess the hugest downside is that it is, as far as I know, just for Quarterstaff or Unarmed, because how the combo works. And combo works in a way that if you generate combo, if you have, let's say, 10 combo, and then you weapon swap, you lose all the combo immediately. So you cannot really use this on a weapon swap, or technically you can, but you would have to weapon swap, generate combo on that weapon swap, then Hand of Chayula, and then switch back to your main setup, which sounds a bit weird to do. So this, I would say, is reserved mainly for basically Quarterstaffs or Unarmed. But yeah, even then, it really feels amazing, and it enables the charge regulation, which I wanted for a really, really, really long time. Basically, from the launch of well, basically when this gem was added, I wanted to play with it, but I couldn't ever really figure out how to make it comfy both on bosses and both on while clearing, while mapping. But now, thanks to this combination, we absolutely can. So yeah, that's the video. That's how it works. Thank you very much for watching, Exiles, and see you in the next one.